Ladies and gentlemen, the coronavirus. When does the market bottom? What is similar about this bear market to other bear markets? Trading and your career as a day trader today. Our algo levels, our final thoughts. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Have a really nice episode for you here today. We're going to be talking about a lot of important things that I think people want answers for that are logical. We're going to address them. We're going to address them in detail and so much more. But first, I need you to pause on the next slide I'm about to show you. Read it in its entirety. Go out. I want you to learn Portuguese and then translate it. After translating it, read it back again in Portuguese and then hit play. And now you know a new language. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Let's go ahead and talk about something real quick here. And again, we have a really nice little agenda here for you today. We're going to talk about the coronavirus. When do we actually bottom? What is similar about this bear market to others? Trading in your career as a trader, algo levels, and final thoughts. As lead moderator of the Newsbeat Live Room, I come across a lot of P&Ls, a plethora of P&Ls that are very impressive. And it sort of creates a weird environment for people with this coronavirus because everybody is looking at this market as an opportunity. You were taught as a trader that this opportunity isn't going to last forever. This might be a once in a lifetime opportunity to make a boatload of money trading. I get it. That is what you are told as a trader. That is the biggest load of horse poo poo ever. And I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. And you can disagree with me, and I appreciate you and I respect you for disagreeing with me if you do, and I appreciate and I respect you if you agree with me. But I think I've earned the right to at least share my opinion being involved in this market for 21 years. You see, the coronavirus is so devastating, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people talk about its mortality rate, how it's obviously significantly higher than the flu. It's significantly not as high as SARS or MERS, which is the Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, MERS. Look, nobody gives a crap, okay? It's deadly. Nobody wants it. If I told you if I told you were crossing the street during a highway of cars moving, but you only had a 1% chance of getting hit by a car, or a 5% chance of getting hit by a car, or a half of 1% chance of getting hit by a car, you're not crossing that damn highway based on those numbers. Nobody wants coronavirus. Nobody wants it. The devastating financial effect of the coronavirus is based on the fact that things are closing down. This is going to be one of the most financially devastating events in known human history because it is literally the day that the earth stood still. It is literally the day that the earth stood still. And the weird thing about the earth standing still is nobody's going to work. You're told to stay home. I've been informed that even T3, thankfully, much respect, are telling its employees to stay home. I don't travel to the office, but I commend T3 for going along this level. Now, there's going to be something that you need to know about this coronavirus because after it happens, it's going to look like Captain Hindsight, and I want to tell you what's going to happen ahead before it happens, and I'm at least going to at least have the respect that I'm going to be putting myself out there. But before I go to that, I want to share an email with you from a Newsbeat Live member, which has been bothering me all night. It's been bothering me. It's on my mind. I can't stop thinking about it. And it's a letter, and it starts off, "How much I appreciate you." And it says, "Hi, Mark. I wanted to write you last week, but was just too weak. Did I/do I have coronavirus? Who knows? But I have had something that left me exhausted. The two nursing homes that have been in the news, and I'm not going to reveal the state she lives in, are 9 and 2 miles from my house. Are 9 and 2 miles from my house. So it's likely today is the first day that I have been upright for more than 30 minutes, going back to bed after this email. Anyway, I wanted to let you know I'm finally consistently profitable for the last 4 weeks now. My account's gone from 15 to 35,000 in that time. Thank you. There was about 2 months before that that I neither made money or lost money really, just like you said it would happen. But beyond that, and in ways I can never quantify, you have helped me with many other things in my life. I truly do believe that to be a consistently good trader, at least for me, I had to get all the psychological toxicity out of my life. Not just trades, but in everything. Thank you for finally understanding that. From the things that you said and the behavior I saw in myself, I went and deep cleaned both my current life and the bad past memories full of the toxicity which I know now had been affecting my trades. And then there was the trading toxicity. You healed me there. I suppose it could be this current trading environment is just my specialty, and soon I could be struggling again. I highly doubt that. But I have confidence now that if it happens, you have trained me well and I'll be able to figure it out. Or not, I will ask for a call. Gonna lay back down now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I want to just say right now that and I need you guys to understand this because this is going to go for all of you, and then I'm going to talk about the bottom of the market and what's similar in this bear market to others. Okay, I have to explain something to you right now. And what I highlighted in the email was not the fact that her account more than doubled, 233, whatever, doubled and add another third on from 15 to 35K in about, 4 plus weeks. But the fact that you need to get tested and get help. Like when you reach out to me like that, I am concerned about you. I My wife knew something was bothering me tonight, and it was this email that was bothering me because I'm sitting there thinking about you, my thoughts and prayers, thinking like, oh my God, does a Newsbeat Live member actually have the coronavirus? And we're a very large community, so it sounds horrible, but it almost feels like inevitable that somebody's going to get it. Please, please get help. Please get help. I beg you. I don't know what I would do if something wrong happened to you. It would destroy me and it would destroy other people around you. Please get tested, get help. Coronavirus is a serious thing. Now, I actually want to just flip it. I just want to flip the script here. Look, look, I'm going to actually push, no, I'm going to talk about number three first, and then I'm going to talk about when we bottom, all right? I'm just going to hop to three, but I didn't forget two. What is similar about this bear market to others? You ready? Absolutely expletive nothing. There is nothing similar to this market than there was to the prior two bear markets. You're talking to a trader who has experienced the two bear markets. I've traded successfully in two prior bear markets. I'm going to trade successfully in this bear market. But I am telling you right now that there are no similarities other than the fact that things move down. I mean, if you want to call that, then even in a bull market, we would have similarities to a bear market. I am telling you right now, the difference in this bear market is after 9/11, after the terrorist attacks, and we fell into recession and bear market, people were afraid to fly, businesses weren't opening, people were afraid to go outdoors. I have to remind you there was a time where airliners, nobody wanted to fly on an airline because they were afraid that somebody would come and hijack a plane or blow themselves up on a plane. And that was the fear at the time. I'm reminding you of this because it didn't really happen much. Yes, there were very specific situations where that has actually tried to happen, but it was phenomenally rare. All right. This is a lot different that, yes, you're more likely to probably bump into somebody with a coronavirus than you are somebody with a suicide vest or somebody trying to hijack a plane. All right. So that was the 9/11 um, bear market. Now move forward to the housing bubble. After the housing bubble, nobody wanted to buy nobody wanted to buy homes at the time. Nobody could repay their mortgages. Nobody could repay this. The banks were imploding upon themselves. They required a significant bailout by the US government when they were, and that's when you heard the thing too big to fail. It's also based on the movie The Big Short. Banks weren't lending money after that. There was a problem with the economy. People couldn't get up and actually do make the economy work. I am going to tell you right now, and I'm going to be maybe the only person out there talking about this topic in the way I am. And if it was mentioned out there before, I haven't seen it, nor do I know where it is. But listen very carefully. What's going to happen is after the coronavirus ends, unless you really think that it's just going to stay here and it's going to wipe out humanity and it's just going to keep more, maybe that's your opinion. I respect your belief to have that opinion. My belief is this coronavirus is going to go away May, June, May, June, May, June. I'll put a time frame on it. I'm not going to say it's going to go away with a open slate of the future. May or June, this is going to dissipate. And yes, pray that I'm right, that it happens quickly. Okay? I know you all want me to be right. I want to be right on that. But you have to understand what happens after this coronavirus ends. Business as usual. Nothing is going to change in terms of where we were prior to this coronavirus in terms of business. People are going to go on cruises. People are going to fly on airlines. The NBA is going to have fans again. See, in my opinion, I thought there was nothing in the world would prevent the Knicks from losing another game. I stand corrected. The coronavirus actually saved the Knicks from losing games. They canceled the NBA, they canceled the NFL, they canceled all these different sports entities which bring in billions of dollars. As soon as this coronavirus ends, there's no fear of the coronavirus anymore. That's going to disappear immediately. When nobody is known to be infected with the coronavirus, when it's under control, even as it's on the super decline, people are no longer going to be scared of it. That is my humble opinion. I don't, it's almost a fact. People are going to be flying again. Do you not believe that? Do you think that's not a fact? People are going to be going on cruises again. Do you not believe that? Do you not think that's a fact? People are going to have be part of mass gatherings. Do you really not believe that? Professional sports teams are going to gather again. Companies are going to have meetings again. And you know what? There's no fear of terrorism at that point in terms of that would prevent people from going out to someplace. There is going to be no housing bubble. The banks aren't going to be afraid to lend money because the banks are now, by the way, I don't want to go into repo and whatever, but the banks can borrow as much money as they humanly want at this point, pretty much. All right. It's going to be back to business as usual. Do not underestimate the strength of the economy and where we were. Now, was there financial damage caused, Mr. Melnick? Without a doubt. But given the fact that we have the entire structure in place to continue on the path of where we were before, it is inevitable that we are going to see not the largest rally, the quickest rally that you have ever seen in your entire life. The quickest rally that you have ever seen in your entire life. So, with that being said, um, those are my guesses, obviously, for when the coronavirus will end. And again, as I said, pray that I'm right on that one. I know everybody wishes I was right. I wish I was right. This is not the same bear market as before because there isn't an underlying flaw in the economy. There is a disease out there that is being caused by a crown-shaped virus called the corona, which again is Latin for crown, that people are so afraid of getting and is so scary and injected so much fear that the markets are imploding upon themselves. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about step two. When do we bottom? That that I think is the $1 million question which everyone wants to know. Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal of when we bottom. People keep saying it's kind of funny. I just want to remind you. I just want to remind you that when we were right over here, when we were right over here and we were just rallying and rallying and rallying, there wasn't any really great news coming out that was new. It was just the same good news over and over. Everyone's going well. Companies are going well. I mean, it was enough to like, quote unquote, drag Apple from like 192 in mid to, in like September when Apple was $200 even, and to bring Apple all the way up to $327.85, the all-time high on Apple, to bring it all the way there only to plunge it all the way down here. Now, you might be looking at this Apple and be like, oh my God, it came in so much and whatever. Apple is at the same place in which it was on October 2019, which is not a long time ago, is 5 months ago. Now, when are we going to bottom? In my opinion, very soon. And I'm going to explain why. Not because the news is going to be amazing, not because more people aren't going to be infected, but the reason why it's going to go away soon is because I humbly believe that we have government systems in place that are just literally going to inject money like the best. If you could picture somebody laying on a hospital bed with the sign stock market on their forehead, and inside that stock market person's arms are like 40 needles in both their arms, and each needle is connected to a drip bag with dollar bills in it, and it's just being pumped up with money. So as quick as it's hemorrhaging this money, it's being pumped in at even a quicker rate. You are going to pump in so much money in this environment. So what happened today? What happened today? Well, the Fed said they're going to basically be pumping in $1.5 trillion into the market. Now, let me ask you your opinion. Now, see, this is the point where I like to have almost a discussion. I'll tell you how I feel, and I'll try to support evidence for the way I feel, and you can, again, agree or disagree, and time will tell who is right, as the market always does, right? Do you think the government is willing to inject another $1.5 trillion if needed into this market? Yes or no? Do you think once they do this 1.5 trillion, they're going to say, "Oh well, it didn't work this time. It failed. I'm done with this. Screw it. I'm done. Bye bye. We tried. We gave it our best." Or do you think they're just going to say, we could print as much money as we want? Button, button. And every time they press that button, they could inject as much money into this market as they humanly want. And I believe, based on the fact, because again, and just so we're clear on politics, I know people are very charged in this environment, politically charged, market charged. It's a lot of, you're bringing out, honestly, a lot of times the worst of humanity, and I know people are better than that. But do you think during an election year, do you think during an election year, the President of the United States is not going to inject as much money through whatever, either emergency signing of funding bill? I don't know how politics work. I'm not a politician. I never will be, hopefully, knock on wood. How much money do you think they're going to inject into this economy, even if they have to own every share of every company? Which they won't, but you see the point I'm coming with. They just keep buying these treasury inflation proof securities and T-bonds, and they're just pumping so much money into the market environment that eventually it's just going to stop hemorrhaging. Yes, we will have a huge scar on the market from the weeks that the world stood still with the coronavirus. But right after the coronavirus ends, I humbly believe that people are going to be very happy on how their 401ks reacted after all this happened. Next, I want to talk about trading in your career as a trader. Now, unfortunately, based on the nonstop money that's being shown on Wall Street, you you look at some of these outside firms with these, I made 20,000 million dollars. I'm up this, I'm up that. I actually got an email right here. Let me just read it. Here, right over here. Um, Currently up 20K, 12.42% on 255 puts. In at 695, out at 850. 27.6% gain, Bob S. And I don't want to spoil the actual service to you, but I just want to show you how it comes in because this sort of stuff destroys people. Okay, you ready? Oops. Haha. All right, there we go. Free promotion. Currently up 20K. Wow, you're definitely doing something right. Look at the comments from your members. You must be onto something good. Me? I'm having a lot of trouble making money in this environment. How are they doing it? I gotta find out. Wow, way to go. It's hard to believe. But we have an even more thrilling trading session coming. Thrilling? 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 You dirty expletives. Thrilling? You want to give people thrills? Why go to the casino and catch Corona when you could sit in front of your computer and get the same thrills there? Stuff like that will destroy traders. That's why when you just go out and you boast P&Ls, you are the dirtiest, lowest human scum on the planet. Because, and I'll explain why, and I used to never believe this. And maybe they're ignorant. Maybe it's ignorance. But when you do that, you know what you do? You get as much shock value out of your audience as possible at potentially the expense of their life. You see, if I came to you and I said, I have the best pizza in the world, nothing compares, it's the greatest thing, you're happy, you'll love it, here are all my awards, and you come and you try my pizza and you're like, this is great, or this sucks, or this is average, or you're somewhere along that range, you ate a slice of pizza and it's over. When you're dealing with the market, you are not dealing with a slice of pizza. You're not dealing with selling somebody a bottle of water and say, oh, this water, not my thing. All right. Okay, this coffee, don't like the taste. I paid for it already. I'll just try another one. You're dealing with people's lives. You are dealing with people's lives, you dirty marketing scumbags. And you might be watching this saying, whatever, and whatever. But when those Wall Street firms say there's a reason why so many love our trading room, and they just show no, and by the way, I have nothing against, maybe they're the greatest service in the world. But when traders are struggling in this environment and you're using the word but we have an even more thrilling trading session coming up tomorrow afternoon. They're predicting tomorrow afternoon will be a more thrilling trading session. Trading is not supposed to be thrilling. Sometimes it is. Just so we're clear, just so we know what the word thrilling means. And this is going to help save you. It's an adjective causing excitement and pleasure, exhilarating. Oh, oh, what a trading session. Oh, are you kidding me? This is why 97% of traders fail because of things like that. And yes, you're probably going to get a lot more people who sign up for your service and they'll blow their accounts up and they'll never speak to you again. And yes, I know trading isn't 100% business, but you know what? Have some morality, have some dignity. Try to help people actually learn. That's why I love what I do here at T3, because I can help people learn without nickel and diming them. But guys, I have this absolutely exhilarating ebook for you guys. It's free. It's exhilarating. How to overcome psychological toxicity. By the time you are done reading, it's in the description of this video. By the time you're done reading it, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, it's so thrilling." Trading is not supposed to be thrilling. Yes, making money on big trades, sometimes I get excited. It happened today. But that is because I broke I broke out of where I was supposed to be. Not that I did a wrong trade, I did a right trade, but I didn't control my emotions well enough. And when you don't control your emotions and you start celebrating early, that is the quickest time you'll be giving back your money. Okay? And again, I have nothing against anybody in the industry. In fact, I just wish people understood better how to help others, how to help people better profit from trades, how to help cure people on an individual level, teach them how to heal themselves, how to heal their psychological toxicity, showing traders that you are all unique individuals. And you know what you don't need to do? You don't need to profit in this environment. You don't need to lose money in this environment. You don't need to go heavy in this environment. You don't need to do anything you don't feel comfortable with in this environment. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, you have my word, that you are going to get days in the market where we're not gapped up 1,000 points and not gapped down 1,000 points. And traders, for some reason, look at the market as a puzzle. And, oh, I want to try to figure out this puzzle. And I want to buy here and I want to buy sell here. And then all of a sudden, it's like pulling a slot machine. And then all your trades feel like you're pulling a slot machine. And oh, look, I have a winner. And all right, screenshot that winner so I could post it in this email I'm going to blast out to people, teaching them how to do things. I've been around, I've been doing these rooms for 13 years. I know how to help people from sucking originally at helping people. There is a big difference between money I make and actually helping you make money, which is why I no longer will share my P&Ls. Why? Because all it does is hurt the people around me. That's all it does. But when you see other people making money around you, following the methodologies we're teaching, following the psychology, not just a one-liner that, oh, I made this much money on this, but an actual an actual thing like this, an actual thing that I truly believe that to be a consistently profitable trader, I had to get all the psychological toxicity out of my life, not just trading. You see, ladies and gentlemen, to become a better trader, you need to fix your life. Look at Scott Redler. The dude is like, he was an inspiration for me. Why? Because he wakes up. I don't think he sleeps. I think that's a myth. I don't think Scott sleeps. He's almost like Chuck Norris. Scott Redler's like Chuck Norris, who just turned 80 recently. Um, he like tells his brain to get the rest he needs while he's like driving to work. And it's just like, "Ooh, all right, you're all recharged." That was a kind of corny joke. But if you're going to be a profitable trader, you need to fix yourself and your psychological toxicity. If you do not do that, your odds of success are as close to humanly zero as possible. And by humanly zero, I mean like 97, 98% if we're quantifying it. So instead of selling you a way to overcome your psychological toxicity, you know what I did? Take it, learn from it, be a better trader. Not only that, one more thing I want to mention before I give you the levels is that in this environment, the market is going to get a lot easier to trade, and you're not going to have these stupid 1,000 point gap ups and gap downs. And if that makes you uncomfortable, guess what? It makes me uncomfortable. Even though I'm profiting in this environment, it makes me uncomfortable. All right. There's going to be a time where the market's going to get easier and you'll be able to capitalize in your own way. Just because other people are showing explosively high numbers around you does not mean for one moment that you need to do whatever they are showing you. Quite the contrary, actually. And trading is not about breaking out of your comfort zone. Quite the opposite. They tell traders you have a comfort zone. You have to break out of it and explore new things. You'll like it. Like what what is that? What is that? Oh, try it. Try it. Everyone's doing it. You remember the commercial? What is that? Pot, marijuana. And the kid is like by his locker in school and he's like, I don't know. And then the kid offering the marijuana is like, what are you, chicken? Bok, 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 bok. And then it like zooms out and it's like, Joey's in a jam. What should he do? And they're trying to like help you know how to get out of that situation because somebody's offering you marijuana. I don't know what neighborhood these kids grew up in, but in my neighborhood, people want to take your marijuana. They don't want to offer you your marijuana unless they're your friend, of course, right? So, kind of weird, kind of an old commercial. Bully trying to get somebody hooked on marijuana. Um, you know, don't get hooked on trying to trade an environment. Instead, look at your environment around you. Look at your environment around you. And instead of saying you got to break out of it, just try to like wiggle it a little where you start engulfing things that you could be comfortable around you. You're not supposed to be uncomfortable trading ever. If you are, you're probably moving at a pace in which you're not ready to move in. You should be psychologically sound at all times. You should be psychologically non-toxic as all times. You should be as stress-free as humanly possible. I know you can't do 100% stress-free, but that is the goal. And if you break out of your comfort zone, you are going to be stressed. And if you're stressed, you are going to suffer psychological toxicity. And if you do suffer psychological toxicity, you will fall as victim to the 97 to 98% of traders who fail on Wall Street. Here are tomorrow's levels today. Yes, you're not seeing things. That is $168.44 support on the triple Qs. No, these levels usually do not hit, but sometimes they do. All I will say is just be intelligent. Oops, I gave too big of a level on Amazon, 11,000, should read 1,500. And my final thoughts for this video is this coronavirus is going to came, it's going to stay for X amount of time. Nobody really knows when, and it's going to go. And once it goes, all the things that were there present in the economy to bring us to all-time highs will remain there. The fear of the coronavirus is going to disappear just as quickly as the 100% fear of the coronavirus as when it came. It's going to dissipate immediately. So stay vigilant, make the money, survive, be comfortable in the environment, never be afraid to go on a demo software, and stay safe. Stay psychologically safe. Because when this market starts to give you real opportunities that you personally, as an individual trader, are comfortable with, that is when you're going to shine. That is when you're going to make up. That's when you're going to start making money, and all your prior losses, you're going to just say that was the learning experience to get me to where I am today. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.